Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum to all of you. How are you all? I think you all are fine and alive and kicking. Yes, as usual, once again, I have come with a new lecture of your 12th week. That is the difference between can and could. And even though most of the students have the knowledge about what actually the difference are, what are the basic differences between can and could. So we have to see that what are the basic differences between uh, the can and could. Now just let's have a look. Now, as few minutes ago, Taiba has given you, Taiba gave you the example of can and could that we use can in the present time and could we use in the past time. Clear? This, of course, Taiba is right. So if you just see the example from this pic, we should come to know that the can shows a ability, but in the present time. Clear? Now the example is given, I can speak Chinese. Now what actually this sentence shows, that means it shows the ability but in the present time. That's why the word can is used in the present time, that I can speak Chinese language. And even though this shows the ability of the following person to speak uh, Chinese language as well. Clear? Whereas, but if you just see the example of could, that could is used for the past ability. Means if you see the example, he could swim well when he was 10 years old. Means now these two sentences, actually these two sentences show the past ability. Means the following person, when he was the 10 years old, he swam on that time. Clear? So he could swim. And this shows what? This shows the ability of the past time. Clear? And the second one, that is your, we use can with a possibility in the present time. Now, if you see the one wrong move can lose the whole game. Means when you just when a person who takes the wrong turn, wrong move, definitely he loses or she loses each and everything in his life or in her life. So that's why if you see this pic, that there are two students or there are two children, they are playing a game, but actually one child has moved, you can say, the wrong turn. So that's why he has lost the whole game. That's why he says one wrong move can lose the whole game. So that's why we use the possibility of the can in the present time. But whereas if you see the example of could, that a lot of employees could be fired. That means it shows in the past time. It shows the ability of the past that lots of employees uh, were fired by the boss, by the owner of the company. So that's why it shows the possibility of the of the past time. And the third one, that is, as I already taught you, the can with the permission in terms of your informal manner. If you see the example that we use can for the permission, but actually it is in an informal manner. Now the example is given, if you need, you can take my car. Means that if the fellow person needs a car, definitely the another person can allow him, or another person can permit him to use his car or to use her car. So that's why it is used for the permission, but in an informal manner. But we use could uh, permission, but in terms of your polite manner. Now the example is given, could I open the window? Then now what actually it shows? Now from this pic, we should come to know that this shows the polite, or you can say a kind permission. Kind, or you can say, not in a rude manner, but actually in a polite manner. The following person is trying to give him permit, or somebody is asking, could I open the window? That's what actually it shows. It shows a polite permission towards a fallen person. So that's why we use code for the polite permission. And the fourth one, that is your, we use can with the request in informal manner. Yes, of course. I think on uh, 2 days ago I taught you the usage of can, that we use can with the request but in an informal manner. Now the example is given, can you give me a hand? Actually, from this word, it looks like that it is a formal and it is a polite request, but actually it is not the polite request. Actually it shows informal, you can say, the request for the other person. And the second one, we use could for the polite request. Could you open the door, please? Now we use could for the polite request, as I already told you that we use could for the polite permission. Same is the case with the request for the polite manner. We use could. Clear? So that's why this is the request of your could usage. And the fifth one, that is your we use can with the offer in terms of the help. Now example is given, can I help you? Now if you just see the example, that there is a you can say the SIM company or network company, they are trying to call the customers and they are trying to give the different packages. They are trying to offer the packages by saying, sir, how can I help you with the different packages? So what is this? Actually, this shows the offer, but in terms of what? In terms of your help here. And another could, we use could for the suggestion. Yes, of course, whenever a person who needs any kind of a suggestion, so definitely we use could for the suggestion. Now example is given, you could call me whenever you want. Means what is this? Means when a person who needs any kind of when who needs anything else from the person, definitely he can use that. You can use the could for the suggestion. Well, this is all about today's lecture. Well, if you have any kind of a question, so you can ask me right now. Well,